What if we told you a team scored 5 centuries in a single test, amassed over 600 runs across 2 innings, and still lost the match? That's exactly what happened at Headingley, where India dazzled with the bat, only for England to chase down 371 in a 4th innings thriller. From Gill's dream debut as captain to dropped catches, bowling collapses, and the baseball revolution in full force, this match was a test classic. Let's break down how India went from total control to crushing defeat, and why this could change the tone of the entire series. India's explosive start, 5 centuries and counting. India didn't just start well, they exploded out of the gates. Yashasvi Jaiswal's gritty century laid the foundation. KL Rahul's fluent stroke play kept the scoreboard ticking, and Rishabh Pant lit up the ground with an aggressive ton that reminded everyone of his match-winning ability. But the moment that stood out was Shubman Gill's majestic 147, which marked a sensational beginning to his Test captaincy. By the time Pant struck again in the 2nd innings with another 100, India had etched their names into history books. It was the kind of batting display you rarely see in a single match. Clinical, aggressive, and comprehensive. With over 600 runs on the board, it looked like India had already wrapped up the game, or at least set themselves up for a commanding victory. But Test cricket, as always, had other plans. A regal captain, Gill's commanding century. The weight of captaincy didn't seem to faze Shubman Gill one bit. In his very first outing as Test skipper, Gill played an innings that was equal parts elegance and authority. His footwork was crisp, his timing immaculate, and his shot selection near perfect. Scoring his 50 in just 56 balls, he took the aggressive route early on, forcing England onto the back foot. Then he shifted gears and held the innings together with poise. It wasn't just about runs, it was about leadership, setting the tone, anchoring the innings, and sending a clear message that India was here to dominate. His century wasn't just a personal milestone, it was symbolic of a new leadership chapter. But while Gill led with the bat, the rest of the team couldn't quite follow through in the final moments of pressure. Bowling breakdown when India lost the edge. With such a massive score to defend, India's bowlers should have had it easy, or so it seemed. But cricket doesn't work like that, especially not against a side embracing the baseball philosophy. While India did get some early breakthroughs, their grip on the match started to loosen quickly. Jasprit Bumrah, expected to spearhead the attack, surprisingly went wicketless in the 2nd innings. Prasidh Krishna became a liability, leaking over 6 runs and over, and neither Kuldeep Yadav nor Ravindra Jadeja could pin down England's aggressive middle order. It was a mix of poor execution, lack of imagination, and zero adaptability. England's batters didn't just resist, they counterattacked, and India had no answers. When the bowlers needed to innovate and take control, they simply couldn't deliver. Fielding failures, dropped catches that cost lives. No matter how many runs you score, if you don't hold on to your catches, you're asking for trouble. India's fielding was shockingly subpar in this test. At least 6 catches were dropped, many at crucial junctures. Yashasvi Jaiswal dropped multiple chances that allowed England's top order to breathe easy and rebuild. These weren't tough, diving efforts. Many were straightforward, regulation grabs that a Test team is expected to take blindfolded. Each miss breathed life into England's innings. Fielding lapses don't just impact the scoreboard, they destroy morale and rhythm. Even Shubman Gill, ever composed, acknowledged post-match that the team's fielding cost them the game. When legends like Gavaskar call your fielding not Test class, it's not criticism, it's a wake-up call. Baseball unleashed, England's relentless chase. What England did in that 4th innings wasn't just brave, it was revolutionary. Choosing to bowl first on a flat pitch seemed reckless at the toss, but it aligned perfectly with the baseball blueprint. From ball 1, England's approach was fearless. Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum have redefined Test cricket strategy with one motto: attack, no matter the situation. This mindset translated into an unrelenting chase that left India scrambling. Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett stormed to a 188-run opening stand, dismantling India's pace and spin units alike. Every ball was an opportunity to score. Every over, was a challenge to India's composure. The way England pushed boundaries, both figuratively and literally, showed that baseball wasn't just hype. It was working, and it just rewrote the script for how fourth innings can be played. Ben Duckett's spectacular 149. If baseball needed a face, Ben Duckett was it. His 149 in the fourth innings wasn't just a knock, it was an act of defiance. Against a seasoned Indian attack on a fifth-day pitch, Duckett played shots you usually reserve for white ball cricket: reverse sweeps, cheeky flicks, and fearless lofted drives, all executed with precision. He turned Jadeja's spin into a buffet of scoring opportunities. Duckett didn't just score fast, he scored smart. He rotated strike, protected his partners, and kept the pressure firmly on the Indian fielders. His innings proved that modern Test cricket doesn't have to be slow and defensive to be successful. It can be dynamic, explosive, and game-winning. In a match filled with centuries, Duckett's stood tallest for its sheer impact. The lower order choke, India's collapse. While the top order sparkled, the tail end crumbled, and in spectacular fashion. Twice. In the first innings, India lost their last 7 wickets for just 41 runs. In the second innings, the last 6 fell for 31. That's a 12-wicket collapse for just 72 runs combined. It's not just a stat, it's a storyline. These weren't just lower-order failures, they were opportunities wasted. A few extra runs in either innings could have made the target unattainable for England, but India's tail offered no resistance, no grind, no resilience. In a game where margins mattered so much, the inability to stretch the lead proved fatal. Pant's twin centuries. Brilliance that wasn't enough. Rishabh Pant was nothing short of heroic, scoring 134 in the first innings with his trademark aggression, then following it up with a gritty 118 in the second. Pant showcased maturity and fire in equal measure. His shot selection was fearless yet calculated. He marshaled the middle order, often farming strike when wickets tumbled. It's rare for any player, let alone a wicketkeeper, to score twin centuries in a test match. Yet here he was, giving India every chance to win. But cricket is cruel. Individual brilliance doesn't always get the result it deserves. Pant played his heart out, but the game slipped away through cracks that he alone couldn't seal. Experts, chime in. Gavaskar and Gambhir weigh in. In the aftermath of the loss, cricket experts across the spectrum weighed in. Sunil Gavaskar was brutally honest. He said India's fielding was below par and not of international quality. He pointed to lapses in discipline and urgency. Gautam Gambhir, on the other hand, took a team-centric approach. He praised the standout performances but emphasized that cricket is about unity in execution. You can have centuries and great spells, but if your team doesn't support each other across departments, you lose games you should win. Both agreed. This wasn't just a slip. It was a structural flaw that needs urgent fixing before the series slips away. What this means for the series. England's victory at Headingley isn't just a test win. It's a psychological breakthrough. They've drawn first blood and proven that no target is too high, no opposition too mighty. India, now trailing 1-0 in the 5-match series, must do more than regroup. They must reimagine. Edgbaston looms, and with it, questions around Gill's captaincy under pressure, the bowling unit's depth, and how India handles adversity. If they bounce back, this could be a series for the ages. If not, England might just baseball their way to glory. So there you have it. Headingley wasn't just a match, it was a message. India batted like champions, but let the game slip with missed chances, crumbling bowling, and tactical misfires. England, bold and brilliant, chased history and made it their own. What caught your eye most? Was it Gill's debut ton, Pant's centuries, Duckett's masterclass, or India's painful drops? Let us know in the comments. If you love this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our preview for the next test at Edgbaston. The drama's just getting started. Don't miss what comes next.